Every day, your cat watches you walk past them, sit beside them, look at them from across the room. And you probably think they know. You probably think the way you reach down to pet them, the way you toss them a treat, the way you let them curl up wherever they want, you probably think all of that is adding up to something they feel. But here's what most cat owners never find out. A large part of what we do to show love doesn't translate into cat language at all. And a few things we do without thinking are quietly telling our cats the opposite of what we mean. These 7 things take less than a minute each, but once you make them daily habits, something shifts. Your cat won't just tolerate your presence, they'll choose you. And at the end of this video, I'll show you one spot on your cat's body that unlocks a level of trust most owners never reach, because they never knew it existed. Every single time you walk past your cat, when you fill their bowl, when you catch them watching you from the windowsill, talk to them. Not in your regular voice, in that soft, slightly ridiculous voice you'd never use around anyone else. Most people silence that instinct out of habit. Science says that's the wrong move. A 2022 study from the University of Paris found that cats can distinguish their owner's voice from a stranger's, but only when the owner used that high, warm, gentle tone. When owners spoke normally, cats barely reacted. But the moment that tone shifted, their cats turned their heads, perked up, and moved closer. Your cat isn't just hearing sound, they're recognizing you. And that recognition only happens when you speak the way you speak to someone you genuinely adore. The words don't matter. What matters is the tone. Soft, warm, unhurried. That voice tells your cat something no gesture can replace. You are completely safe with me. And if voice can do that, what happens when you add eye contact to it is something else entirely. You've probably caught your cat staring at you, and then slowly, deliberately, closing their eyes. Most people assume the cat is tired. They're not. That slow blink is one of the most intentional signals a cat can send, and it is directed entirely at you. In 2020, researchers at the University of Sussex found that when owners slow blinked at their cats, the cats were significantly more likely to blink back and even approach them. 3 seconds. No treat, no toy, no touch. And your cat reads it as, I am not a threat. I love you. Here's what makes this urgent. In cat language, direct, sustained eye contact without a blink is a challenge. It's confrontational. So every time you stare at your cat without blinking slowly, you may be sending the exact opposite of what you feel. Make it a daily habit. Every morning, every evening, whenever your cat meets your eyes, let your eyelids drop slowly. Hold for just a moment. When they blink back, that's your cat saying, I trust you with everything I have. But trust built through stillness is only one piece. The next one is about what happens when you finally move. Have you ever dangled a toy in front of your cat and watched them just stare at it, unmoved? That's not laziness. That's a cat whose deepest instinct is being ignored. Cats are ancient hunters. Their brains are wired to stalk, wait, crouch, pounce. The full sequence is what makes play feel real. When you wave a toy back and forth at the same speed in the same arc, you're skipping every step that matters. Move the toy like actual prey instead. Drag it away from your cat, not toward them. Hide it behind a corner. Let it freeze, then dart. When your cat goes completely still, pupils wide, body low to the ground, you've activated something primal in them. And here's what most people never connect. A cat who gets a real hunt every single day becomes calmer, more affectionate, and more bonded to the person who provides it. You stop being just the food source. You become the one who feeds the deepest thing in them. 5 to 10 minutes is all it takes, but those minutes have to feel earned. And what comes next requires no movement from you at all. What if the most powerful thing you could do for your cat today was simply sit down and do nothing? Most owners feel like they're not bonding if they're just on the couch with their cat across the room. Nothing happening, nothing being given. But something enormous is happening. Your cat is watching. And the fact that you're nearby without reaching, without calling their name, without needing anything from them, that is speaking louder than any treat ever could. In the wild, cats only rest near cats they completely trust. Shared space is their version of intimacy. No cuddling required, just existing together, quietly. And that act carries the full weight of safety. Do this daily, and you'll notice the distance shrinking. First, your cat stays in the same room, then the same couch, then right beside you. Not because you asked, because they decided. In the world of cats, being chosen is everything. And the next habit is about making sure that when they do come to you, you're ready to receive them the right way. How do you greet your cat when you walk into a room? If you reach down and start petting them immediately, you've been skipping a step they've been waiting for you to learn. Cats lead with scent. Every meaningful interaction begins at the nose. When two bonded cats greet each other, they touch noses first. A tiny exchange that says, "I know you. You're safe." When you skip that and go straight for the head scratch, it's not painful, but it's jarring. Like someone you half recognize pulling you into a hug before you've had a second to place them. Over time, it trains your cat to brace instead of lean in. The fix takes 2 seconds. Every time you're about to pet your cat, extend one finger first. Hold it near their nose and let them come to you. Let them sniff, process, decide. When they push into your hand or rub their cheek along your finger, that's your green light. That's your cat saying they're ready. You go from being someone who pets them to someone who always asks first. Cats never forget the people who ask. But there's one more thing most people do every single day that quietly undoes all of this. When your cat is deeply asleep, curled into that perfect ball, walk past them. Just walk past. We've all scooped up a sleeping cat because the temptation is impossible to resist. But consider what's happening from their side. Cats sleep 12 to 16 hours a day because sleep is how their nervous system recovers, how their body processes everything the day asked of them. Deep sleep is the moment your cat is most defenseless. Every ancient instinct in them is quiet. Their guard is completely down. They chose that spot because they felt safe enough to disappear from the world for a while. When you lift them without warning, their heart spikes. Their claws come out. And even if they settle in your arms moments later, something was registered. That spot isn't as safe as they thought. Do this enough times, and you'll find them migrating to harder places to reach. Under the bed, behind the furniture, on top of shelves. They're not being distant. They're protecting their sleep from the one person who keeps breaking it. Let them have it. Undisturbed sleep is one of the quietest, most overlooked forms of love you can give. And now, the one I promised you at the very beginning. When cats who are deeply bonded groom each other, they don't lick just anywhere. They focus almost entirely on one spot, the base of the head, right between and behind the ears. That is the one place a cat can never reach alone. The only way they ever receive touch there is from someone they trust completely. which is why that spot means something different from everywhere else you pet your cat. The belly is vulnerable. The chin feels pleasant, but the area between the ears and down the back of the skull is reserved. It belongs to family only. When another cat grooms that spot, it releases oxytocin in both of them, not just the one being groomed, both. A chemical bond that says, we belong to each other. Every single day, take a few seconds and gently stroke that spot with your fingertips. Not scratching, not rubbing hard. Slow, gentle, repetitive strokes. The same rhythm another cat's tongue would use. Watch what happens. Your cat's eyes will close slowly. Their body will soften. Their purr will shift into something lower and deeper than anything you hear during a normal pet. That's not just comfort. That's their brain releasing the exact same chemical it reserves for the ones it calls family. Tonight, when your cat finds you, and they will find you, look at them for a moment before you reach out. Because every slow blink, every quiet choice to stay near you, every nose pressed against your hand, none of it was accidental. It was deliberate. It was ancient. And it was always entirely meant for you.